Hello and welcome to Ubrew4u. Thank you for your interest in our new 50 litre pressure brewing system, where you can brew an excellent quality beer in as little as 7 days using traditional mash methods or commercially available brewing kits. Our Managing Director Howard Singer developed this system seeing a need for an affordable, easy to use closed brewing system, allowing you to brew under pressure. You may ask, why brew under pressure? The simple answer is, it allows you to speed up the brewing process and virtually eliminating the chance of contamination. The advantages to pressure brewing also include the ability to ferment beer at warmer temps without increasing off flavours, overall reduction in yeast, ester and fusel production, less vigorous fermentation with reduced Krausen, meaning less headspace is necessary. Due to the closed fermentation, aroma compounds remain in the beer and aren't blown off, and CO2 generated from fermentation is used to naturally carbonate the finished beer. So here it is, the Ubrew4u 50 litre pressure brewing system. It consists of a 50 litre stainless steel sanitary vessel, racking arm with a 1/2 inch sanitary stainless steel ball valve, thermal well, Ubrew4u thermometer, Ubrew4u sample valve, a 4-inch tri-clamp top with a cleaning spray ball, Ubrew4u 30 psi gauge, CO2 induction valve, adjustable pressure release valve, and a Ubrew4u clarifying agent injector kit. Using a 30 litre mixing bucket filled with ingredients, 2 beer kits, which stand these guys in hot water for about 10 minutes before pouring it, makes it a lot easier to get it out of the tin. Keeping the temperature as recommended for your beer kits or the yeast, and gravity feed the ingredients into the brewer. Once you've tipped your ingredients into your 30 litre bucket, if you add boiling water to the tin and then give it a stir, tip it into the other tin, just ensures that you get every last drop of that good stuff. Helps make good beer. And then that goes into your bucket and ensures that you don't use too much boiling water. That way, every last bit's used and you've got nice clean tins. Now give it a bit of a stir. Remove the thermometer from the thermal well and replace it with the temperature control probe. Set into position, just like that. Now you need to hydrate the yeast. Use the thermometer to ensure that the water is the same temperature as your brew in the system. They can come out now, eh? Then mix the yeast until it is completely dissolved. Once it's completely dissolved, pour into the top of the pressure brewer. And replace the top with the 4-inch tri-clamp. Secure it all in. And use your tool that comes with it to get that nice and tight. Connect your CO2 and make sure your valve is off. And then, don't forget, secure that on too. Adjust the temperature controller to the required setting, and that's about it for the next 4 to 5 days. Oh, and you will, after about 8 to 12 hours, depending on yeast used, check the pressure is at 20 psi. If not, use the adjustable pressure release valve by screwing it in or out. Now in about 4 to 5 days, depending on yeast you've used, you will see that the pressure is slowly dropping. This is because the yeast has consumed most or all of the sugar and fermenting has stopped. At this time, you will need to readjust the temperature controller down 1 to 4 degrees depending on how efficient your fridge is, and leave for approximately 24 hours. When your beer is at 4 degrees or lower, you can add your clarifying agent using our clarifying agent injector. You do this by loosening the racking arm tri-clamp and adjusting the arm to a slight upward angle, then retightening the tri-clamp. Push the injector into the end of the 1/2 inch sanitary stainless steel ball valve connected to the racking arm. Put 50 ml of agent in to clarify. Connect your CO2 and pressure to 30 psi. Open your racking arm valve for 5 to 7 seconds. You're almost finished. It will take about 24 hours to clarify. You can sample your finished beer using the sample tap before you keg or bottle using a counter pressure bottle filler, or you can dispense straight from the pressure brewer by connecting CO2 and adjusting to 4 to 5 psi. To keg or bottle, you also need CO2 adjusted to 15 to 20 psi. Kegging under pressure allows you to preserve the carbonation in the beer and eliminates any chance for contamination. First, you need to clean and sterilize your serving keg and fill with 10 psi of CO2. Connect your keg coupler to the keg and to the racking arm of the pressure brewer. Also, attach the CO2 to the CO2 induction valve on the pressure brewer and pressurize to 15 psi. Open fully the racking arm valve. The beer will begin to flow into the serving keg. After a couple of minutes, the pressure will equalize and you will need to slowly release the pressure in the serving keg using the pressure release valve situated on the top of the serving keg. This will allow the beer to keep flowing very slowly. This must take at least 15 to 20 minutes to complete the transfer. We have also developed a pressure relief valve fitting to automatically regulate the pressure beer transfer, available on request with a small charge. The Ubrew4u pressure brewing fermenter is virtually indestructible and will last you a lifetime, allowing you to hand it down through the generations. Our new 50 litre pressure brewing system will allow you to brew a commercially available style beer in 7 days. There are other commercially available pressure brewing systems that only do 5 to 23 litres, and that's half of what our system will produce. So our system is larger, more durable, and not to mention much more affordable. We at Ubrew4u pride ourselves on quality, customer satisfaction and affordability. For inquiries, please visit www.ubrew4u.co.nz or phone 09 43 555 43. This is your chance to own this very impressive home brewery. The fermenter will last you a lifetime and still be able to hand down through your generations. Just think, never having to buy a beer at retail ever again. Prices as low as $60 for 46 litres of great tasting beer. That's only $1.30 per litre. Cheers.